Hey folks, it's me Chris, and I wanted to take a few seconds of your time to talk about this awesome new opportunity that we've been presented with for all of our lovely listeners. We can now offer you all a 1-month free trial from audible.com, allowing you full access to a vast library of audiobooks to choose from. As I mentioned earlier, the trial is completely free, and all you have to do is visit audibletrial.com/GHS and follow the instructions to sign up for a free membership today. We hope you guys enjoy Audible just as much as we do, and thanks for your time. All right, guys. So, Ad and I have been trying to, evolve the show and test out some new stuff, test out the waters with stuff. So we wanted to do something special today, and we wanted to have a guest join us for a few segments on the show, not necessarily the whole show. So she hasn't been here this whole show, but here she is now, my beautiful wife, and you've seen her on Spoilercast, Rebecca Kelsey.
That's me. There should be like clapping, like she's here in the studio. Oh my god!
Yeah, But Becca's here for a few new segments we're gonna do, and so yeah, let's just jump right into it. Thank you for being here, by the way, Becca, for these couple of segments.
You're very welcome. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. So for this first news piece with Becca. It's our last piece of gaming news, by the way. It's kind of like gaming movie news, but it's gaming news. So, Daisy Ridley is rumored to be eyed as Lara Croft in a Tomb Raider reboot film. So, Daisy Ridley, as most of you know, from Rey from Star Wars The Force Awakens, is supposedly in the running for the role of Lara Croft. It says here, Deadline understands that the fresh-faced Ridley is one of a number of actresses being considered for the Tomb Raider reboot that Warner Brothers and MGM are partnering on to produce and release. While conversations have taken place, this is still very early, and there have been no official negotiations or offers yet, with the producers keeping their opinions wide open at this stage. So, obviously, the two movies that they had before were with Angelina Jolie, and this was Tomb Raider, as taken from the original, series, the ones on PlayStation and PC and all that. And this one, I would assume this one would be kind of like closer to like the newer series, the Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider, which Ad and I, by the way, have done spoiler cast on Rise of the Tomb Raider. You guys should check that out. But I think. Adam brought this to our attention right before we started recording. I think it's a great choice. I mean, first of all, she's British, and not that that's like you have to be British, but there's always that like level of authenticity. Like when they hire someone who's British to play Bond, it just feels more right, or whatever the hell you want to call it. So first of all, there's that, and secondly, I think she has the physique for it. I mean, as Rey, she did a lot of like action
very
type
grueling training and dieting.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like look-wise, and acting-wise, she kind of has the chops for it. I don't know. I guess I would have to see her in costume to kind of have like a better view.
I'm completely against this. I have never been so much against something in my entire life. I think this is awful.
Really?
Not because she can't act, but the fact that one, she was in Star Wars, which was a mega blockbuster movie, and people are just going to get her confused with identity because she's Rey as big heroine in Star Wars, then she's going to become Lara Croft as a heroine, and it's kind of like overload on kind of like a movie sense where people look at it and be like, you can't really see the identity, and people are going to really go because it's just Rey, and they're going to keep calling her Rey. And with anything as well, I think we said this in the podcast, I'd rather Camilla Luddington play Tomb Raider.
She could do it.
Or play in Tomb Raider, be Lara Croft, because I feel like that kind of, she is an established actor on TV. She's done Grey's Anatomy, she's done everything else, and everything she's been doing on mocap everything she's done is mocap. So she's pretty much acting in those games to a very good high level pedigree. So I don't understand why she wouldn't be considered to be the front runner, especially if you were to tie it into that universe as you'd like to.
Plus,
Does it make no sense?
she looks like her too, right? I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I
the
just
face
Googled
was,
her.
you know,
She definitely has a similar face to what I'd imagine
Yeah.
her to look like, but she has a little bit more of an innocence than I think Daisy Ridley does in her eyes. Like, there's just something about her eyes that look very innocent.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think that could work for Tomb Raider, especially if it's an origin of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I think like, but Rise of the Tomb Raider is kind of like that. It was an origin, but like, the kind of the struggle story of Lara Croft. That was like her her pinnacle as Lara
Right.
Croft, Camilla Luddington, and just the acting was just phenomenal. And I feel like that is the kind of character you want, because there's no point in trying to tell a story in a separate universe and trying to refer back to the '90s Lara Croft, because that doesn't exist anymore. That character's
Yeah.
like just gone and disappeared. Now we have the new Lara Croft, and she works really well with Camilla Luddington. I just don't understand why you'd even want. Apart, obviously, her name sells and everything else, but with that as well, Daisy Ridley's signed to 3 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
where the hell are you going to even get
It's a
scheduled?
harder schedule to work, definitely.
Yeah. Like, it logistically makes no sense. Like, if they're gonna get this off the ground soon, like, holy fuck, man, she'd be busy as hell.
You just set your studio up outside a Star Wars one and just like fucking sit there.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go to the next studio.
I've had no sleep. It's like, get on stage now.
Yeah, like, go. Do, like, like, she's in front of a green screen. She's like, I don't even know what movie I'm in anymore. Like, she's like, where am I?
Where's Finn?
Yeah, like, where's Finn? I need Finn. Where is he? Where's Han Solo? Like,
I just looked up the IMDb for Camilla because I wasn't familiar with her. And I thought she looked familiar because I never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say.
she played Kate Middleton in the William and Kate TV movie, which I happened to watch.
Really?
So now I know why I saw her from.
Oh shit! No, I knew she was in what was that vampire show?
True Blood.
Yeah, she was in True Blood. Thank you. She was in this. You know me because
Well, no, I'm
could've-
looking at the IMDb.
Oh,
so-
okay. Because I could have said there's a lot of vampire shows. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's
what's
a
that
lot.
vampire show? And you're like, True Blood.
No, that's just purely coincidental.
Okay, but yeah, she was on that show too. But no, my first real time seeing her was as Lara Croft. No, I agree with Adnan. I think Camila could totally fucking do it. I mean, in our spoiler cast, spoilers, I said that I thought she was the best thing of the game of Rise of the Tomb Raider. So she can hold her own. She could hold a title, definitely. Yeah, but dude, at the same time, I don't know. Daisy is just she's so hot this year, like everyone she's really she's like that Hansel. But like she seems like she could really play any of these type of young,
And expensive.
female.
Yeah,
that's true,
Well,
yeah.
she will be expensive.
yeah.
But
Now
I mean,
she
I'm
is,
not very familiar with Camilla other than seeing her as a potential princess.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I heard bits and pieces of the Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
But
you
I
saw the
haven't seen
first
her
one.
acting physically.
You saw me play the first Tomb Raider.
Oh, well, that was a million years ago for me. I don't remember.
Yes, 3 years ago. 1 million years.
But like I know I've seen Daisy do. Well, obviously I've only seen her in Star Wars, but that was a very tough role, and I bought
Right.
her as being like very physical and knowing how to use the staff and all that stuff. So right now I'm just imagining her because I haven't seen Camilla.
So basically, Adnan is 100% Camilla. I'm 50-50, and Rebecca is 100%. So I'm the link. I'm the.
We'll be printing off the shirts tomorrow. Hashtag Team Camilla. Hashtag Team Ridley. But like, back to my well, before we finish off, my kind of final point is just the fact that I don't consider her a terrible actress, but for the role.
Right.
And kind of the position she's been in and the other role she's playing, it's too much confliction, especially with schedules and this kind of to even get a project like this off the ground, you really need commitment. And with Camilla Luddington, Grey's Anatomy is kind of her main focus. And outside of that, you can do really good scheduling with her and just kind of get the film recorded.
Yeah.
And the
That's
fact
true.
the fact that she is Tomb Raider in the game makes it even more appealing for the people who play the games.
Yeah.
Going to watch the movie, you can tie it on so much, and you could even tie it with a third Tomb Raider game. Like just kind of leading up to it. There's more kind of like pros in my head than just.
No, to kind of like piggyback on what Adnan's saying, she is one of the few voice actors that could play both the character in the video game and in real life. Another person I would say is Nolan North as for Uncharted. He could totally play Nathan Drake. Like
Troy Baker can play everyone as well.
Yeah, Troy Baker.
Even though he looks nothing like half his characters, he could play them.
That voice, man. Like I still can't believe he played the dude in The Last of Us. Like that That guy's
No.
like this big, bearded, older guy, and you see him, and he's like this like very pretty boy. He's like skinny guy.
And
But
the ending of The Last of Us pissed me off so much. I was
Yeah.
so angry.
she was. I remember that day.
We'll
But,
leave that for discussion. I
yeah.
love that.
That'll be the Becca Rage podcast.
Yeah. I was like, Chris, if I can save the world, let me die.
Yeah, and I said,
This like huge thing.
I think I said perhaps later. But well, on that note, we'll go ahead and we'll transition into our movie stuff, and this is going to be Becca's last segment too. But this is big, interesting news. So, Game of Thrones, it's right around the corner, right? When is it? It starts next month, I think,
It's
right?
in April, yeah,
Yeah.
April 24th.
Yeah. So season 6 of Game of Thrones, the oh shit, I'm sorry, Adnan, you were supposed to.
Just carry on.
Sorry, I failed you.
You can
He's
try
just
on my
feeling
top.
very enthusiastic right now.
Fuck, I'm sorry. I'll just jump in. There you guys go. We're having so much fun. We're just, But the trailer for Game of Thrones season 6 was released, and as some of you listeners might know, on our sister podcast, Spoilercast, Rebecca was with us for the entire Game of Thrones Telltale game series, and she's a fortified Game of Thrones nerd, and of course, my co-host Adnan is as well. I just laugh at jokes like Muddy Way, but I'm here anyway.
I told you not to mention Muddy Way.
I knew he was going to mention that.
She actually did. She told me I'll do it, but you can't mention Muddy Way, and I'm like, we'll see.
Because we talked about it for like 10 minutes.
But anyway, but still, we thought this would be kind of interesting to talk about, because the two of you are really into Game of Thrones, and you guys know the mythology, and I'm kind of like scratching the surface. I've only seen about like a season and a half of content, or no, I think I've seen 2 seasons and a half, I think. But I guess, what'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of the trailer?
I had to watch about 15 times because it was so fast. Well, because I appreciate what they were doing, but because it was so fast, I was like freeze framing it at like certain points. At the 15th point, I kind of gave up and started reading other people's articles where they like screenshotted stuff and like said, this, and
I did that as well. Oh, I didn't watch it 15 times, but I did watch my favorite entertainment blogger, Emergency Awesome. He does great like write-ups in movie form. So he went through like each thing with screenshots, and I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. But I was very excited. But my first reaction, like within the first second when they showed Jon Snow's body, I'm like, just give it a break already. You're trying to tell us he's dead. We all know that's not real. He's gonna come back. Like, you're not convincing me. And they're like, he's gone, and I'm like, sure, yeah. Like that was my first thought.
I hope that Jon Snow is dead the whole season, and then like at the end of like the season or whatever, like Daenerys is about to like fight it. Like, I don't know, like there's like an evil, like the fucking, what's his name, the guy
the night
yeah,
king?
the blue guy. He's like, roar! And then like all of a sudden you hear. And the fucking DeLorean pulls in, and the car opens, and Daenerys, you gotta save Jon Snow. But I would love to see that, like, and like,
I think that would be like a jump the shark scenario.
like Jon Snow did know something,
or nuke the fridge, whatever it is they say these days.
That would never happen in a million years. I know, but I would love. I would be so down for that.
See, my problem with the entire thing is that they're beating the horn too much on Jon Snow. Kind of like where they actually like left him in the last season. They released that great poster where he's got blood on his face.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing?
That was good, but now, and like that was a good tease. But like now they just keep going on and on and on about it. I'm like, I don't really care about Jon Snow anymore. Like, I've got other things I'd rather like be interested in, because this is the first time where the show is being shown before the source material is out.
Yeah,
so it's a whole new playing field for anyone. Yeah, exactly. So like when I was watching it, I saw some great stuff like with the mountain and like. Jamie and Cersei again, and like they were going after those blokes in King's Landing.
Yeah,
no doubt we'll see Tom.
I don't remember what they're called. The High Sparrow.
Are those the ones that kept saying like shame?
That's the one. That's what the woman who's like.
I don't know why my first thought was pigeon, like, but something like that.
Like their jail thing is not like you could escape from jail. All we have to do is shave your head, and you have to walk naked. down to your house. Like, I'd be like, really? Like, I could avoid life? All right. There's not much to see, but I'll get naked and you can shave my head. The hair grows back. Let me ask you guys a serious question. I know I joked earlier about Marty, but like seriously speaking, what if you guys start noticing, because you guys have been watching the show since day one? What if it starts to suck because it's based off of like non-book material? Like that's a possibility, right? Like this is
could do because
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it could though because they have heavily deterred from the books.
Yeah.
At the end of the last season, like a lot of the stuff that's happened has not really. I think like in the book. Well, actually, Becca, are you caught up in the books?
No,
No.
but you can spoil me. It's okay. I don't think I'll keep reading.
Okay, well, one of the things is Stannis is still alive.
Oh, yeah, I have heard that, but the actor
Yeah.
confirmed that he's dead in the show.
Yeah, so he's dead in the show, so it's a completely different story now where we go with one of the central characters in that kind of sense. I can see it sucking because it's just like with the books as well. The books don't really continue to live up with it because George R. R. Martin had great characters and he didn't have like any reluctancy to kill off fan favorites.
Right.
But he never really replaced them with the great characters that you have.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of that little void where there's so many stories and the kind of loose strings, and there's only 6 seasons you can watch Daenerys wander around the fucking desert and wonder why she's not taking the Iron Throne.
I'm glad
What
she's
were you-
finally doing something different this season.
I just
Yeah,
don't. I don't
I
want
mean, it's
them
through
to.
kidnapping, but whatever.
I don't want them to like. I just hope we don't get like jump the shark moments, like this season, because like they're like, oh well, fuck that we don't have any more source material. Let's just do whatever. That's what I'm worried about.
They work with George R. R. Martin, the two
Oh.
producers, and they know what happens in the end.
Oh,
He's already
okay.
told- So they know exactly where they're going with like things. That, obviously, they're loosely based on source material, certain
Right.
parts.
So
but
he's
they don't
still.
really have to-
Sorry, he's still helping then, even though it's
Yeah,
not.
of course, yeah.
Oh, okay,
he's
okay.
just not writing. I think for this season he didn't write any scripts, but he's still a consultant and producer.
No wonder he's not fucking writing the books. He's too busy making a show. That guy needs to
Well,
fucking.
but look at it this way: the entire thing is that at the wall, Sir Davos is going to lose a leg and an arm. He's going to put on Kars's coat and his beret. And then you're going to see Jon Snow walk around with a red arm and a horse.
Totally.
And we know where this is entirely going to go. You'll see Kojima's face in the background on top of the wall.
He's
But-
one of like the ice people. Like when you go into
The White Walkers.
Did you like it? Like, I'm back, Jon Snow.
But honestly,
really-
though,
Sorry, you go.
but like, and honestly, though, I'm very excited though because like first time I can actually watch it with like the suspense of what Game of Thrones is meant to be. Because when you have the books with you and you know that spoilers, if you watch it, like fast forward maybe like 25 seconds, Robb Stark dies. Like it's that thing where you read it in the book, you obviously get the shock value afterwards of seeing it, but it's never kind of that same potent effect you'll have if you never knew about it. And it's just like I want to see what they do now because they could probably kill off Daenerys. And then like they kill off everyone. You just see Littlefinger sitting on the Iron Throne and Bane's next to him.
You've done well.
Yeah, I actually wasn't spoiled about that particular part, the wedding scenario, the red wedding. Someone's just like, "Have you seen the red wedding?" Because I caught up afterward, and I'm like, "I saw weddings," and they're like, "You'll know," and I'm like, "Okay."
All they served
And then
was red wine.
afterward, I was like, "Oh, that's the red wedding." Okay, it was really hilarious.
Yeah, the
but
one where
I'm
all they
glad
served
to
was
see.
red wine. There's no white wine.
I want to know
Everyone-
more about
sounds
the
like a party.
Starks, though.
Sounds
Like,
amazing.
I'm excited that we'll see more of Bran and rumored
Yeah.
Rickon,
Yeah.
and that Sansa, now that her marriage alliance failed, like
Who's-
her and Littlefinger are going to do something weird.
Who's the Pokemon? Hodor? Is that his name?
Uldor?
Yeah. I'm so excited for the Pokemon. He's awesome. He's
yeah.
dude, come on, he's his
Imagine
Pokemon.
would come back with Bran.
I choose
I hope-
you, Hodor.
I'll keep watching the show to kill off Sansa. Well, we'll wait and see for that.
Salsa Spark.
Yeah, Sansa hasn't been very important overall, but I'd really just like to see something good happen to her.
She was in the trailer
You'd
too,
hope.
right? They had her
Yeah,
for a
she's in the
moment.
trailer.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's in the trailer. She's in the trailer. Arya's in the trailer, who's now blind
Yeah.
as well.
Sansa
which
was
will
there
have a
though
great-
for just like 2 seconds, and they're like,
Yeah.
"She's in
Yeah.
furs." Okay, so she must something. She's with some people now.
Yeah.
That's it.
They had Arya in there, which will be a great story they'll develop. They've got Sir Davos at the wall with Melisandre. That's going to be really good. Kind of like just continue with the John's story
Yeah, and
arc.
who was she going to get naked with? Because she was just like crying, and then the next time we saw her, she was taking off her clothes. I'm like, who are you going to be?
Who is this?
Melisandre, the red woman.
Oh, right, the one that's like.
I'm like, who are you doing
I need
that
your
to?
king's
Are you
blood.
going to defile Jon Snow's body?
Oh God.
It was almost the money shot, and then it just cut to black, and it was like every boy's just like screaming at their computer, throwing out the window.
I think she's going to do something funky with Jon's body. I'm like,
Maybe.
Well, I think she'll probably bring him back to life. I assume that's
Yeah.
story.
Well, it's too coincidental that she's there.
Yeah. But it's like, obviously, I think the wall will take a battering. Maybe it gets taken down by the White Walkers. But it's cool. I'm very excited. We'll probably be doing a spoiler cast, which will be probably me and Rebecca.
With me, like
With maybe
with Chris.
Yeah, I guess.
With Chris, our recorder boy, and also someone who's been dropping references here and there.
Hey, I'll be there to get the perspective.
Well, it's like how you said you were the medium between about the Tomb Raider news. You're kind of like that here because Adnan has read all the books and all the show and knows more than I do. I've read half the books and know some spoilers and saw the show, and you've just kind of seen the show. So it's a good amount of perspective.
Exactly.
In this trio
Yeah. See, I'm important. Thank you, my wife. I appreciate it.
You're the Joe Schmo opinion.
Exactly, and I'm proud of it. No, really, but seriously, that'll be a hell of a podcast to do.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can. What is that? It's going to take a few months, though, right? That'll be like in May or June when it's over, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but all right. Well, Rebecca, thank you for being here.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. For those of you listening, stay tuned. We have more movie news to cover. Yeah.
All right, catch you later.